Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, today, William Ruto had a breakfast prayers, national breakfast prayers at Safari Park Hotel in Nairobi. And when the clergy was invited to preach and encourage the government officials, guess what happened? The clergy decided to lecture William Ruto badly and even begging William Ruto to either apologize to the Gen Zs or he must be prepared to face the wrath of the Gen Zs. And the clergy is now alleging that these Gen Zs, they are so intelligent. They are so wise. These are individuals who graduated in several schools, universities across the Republic of Kenya, or maybe sometimes across the world. So William Ruto is being told that he is dealing with a thing that he doesn't understand. If he's going to continue humiliating, frustrating the Gen Zs, he must be ready to be frustrated by this young generation. You either apologize and follow their request, or you face the wrath, because it is like a time bomb. I want you to listen to the clergy now embarrassing William Ruto together with Kindiki Kithure live on camera. But before we watch, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, please consider liking the video. Thank you so much for that like.
You know, I have children. I have 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. What's fortunate is my 1 girl can beat up all of her brothers, but I have 5 children. And I remember last year coming to the prayer breakfast. And when my brother Earl and I got back home, we saw the Gen Z's frustration. And Earl asked, Rick, what do you think the problem is? What Gen Z is dying, and I'm talking because I have Gen Zs. They're dying to be loved. They're dying for a seat at the table. They're dying to be respected. And I won't ever forget when my boys were growing up, because sometimes as parents, we want our children to stay children all of their lives. But that's not the case with Gen Zers. Gen Zers have grown up, they've gone to college. Some of our Gen Zers are smarter than we are. I have a daughter, she's a doctor. Whenever I need advice on my health, I don't go to a hospital, I call my daughter. Whenever I want to invest my money, I don't go in and go to a bank, I call my son Caleb. When I need counseling and when I need therapy, no, I don't go to a psychologist, I go to my son Micah. Because all of my children have grown up and they're no longer children, they're adults. And I had to learn to treat them like adults. And so when they graduated from college, I took each of them out to dinner and I gave them a kiss. And I said, you are now an adult. I expect you to make decisions like an adult. I don't have to go and live anywhere in your neighborhood. None of my kids live within 1,000 miles of where I live. But they all act like adults. And one of the most frustrating things that could happen to a Gen Zer is that you keep treating them like a child. And I got to tell you, I started praying for Kenya because, I work with young people, I mentor young people. I understand a little bit about their minds. And one of the things I prayed for is I said, here's my prayer. I said, Lord, I pray the adults would apologize to our Gen Zers. I pray, see, It's like African Americans. We live in America, but a lot of times we don't feel respected. And people ask, why is there always a race issue in America? Yeah, I can tell you why. Because no one's ever apologized. No one's ever said, I'm sorry for the horrific pain that you experienced. They've never done it in our history in this country. And I just want to suggest to you, when we're talking about relationships and we're talking about really rebuilding relationships, wouldn't it be beautiful if leaders would stand up and say to our Gen Zs, we had you arrested, and we know that had to be traumatizing, and we're sorry. We shut down the internet, and we know that that's your primary source of communication.
The way you've listened to the clergy, William Ruto together with Kindiki Kithure, and you could see even Rachel Ruto listening restlessly as they do not know what to say because they were being told the truth. Wanaambiwa ukweli kwa sababu wakati ile Gen Z walistomba barabara na kusema ukweli, hii finance bill lazima dropiwe, walidrop ama kudrop. Gen Z wakakuja na with their demand wakasema kwamba the recycling of the cabinet must stop and this cabinet must be dissolved, be fired. What William Ruto did, he dissolved the cabinet. And by dissolving the cabinet, he decided to have a new cabinet. But there's something here William Ruto is still not understanding about the request of the Gen Zs. And that is why day in, day out, we are being frustrated, we are being humiliated, because what we are saying, they're telling us, we don't know what we are saying. For them, they are so intelligent than even us whom are saying that they must correct issue of corruption, they must correct this issue of recycling leaders, they must, of course, revisit the issue whereby some things they are saying to do, they are not doing them. For example, like development, they launch, after launching, they don't continue doing those launched projects. So William Ruto has been told that going forward, if you are not going to apologize to this young generation, be ready to face the lethal consequence that you might not get out of it. So when the clergy was saying that, remember, the William Ruto and his team, they were like, oh God, and hii ni ukweli, na ni ukweli mtupu, na huwa William Ruto hataki kusikia. So when the clergy say that, I loved the way they were so firm on, of course, telling William Ruto the truth during the national prayer breakfast at Safari Park. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.